Orlando's new 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. And the home of the three big things you need to know every 15 minutes. This is News 96.5. Orlando's news starts now.
Good morning. It is now 5:30. Skies are clear. It's chilly this morning, 48 degrees. Our top story this morning, bundle up as you head out the door this morning. It's cold, and it's going to stay that way for most of the day today.
Well, many of us are waking up to temperatures in the 50s, but people in northern counties could feel even the 40s.
And forecasters say cooler weather is expected to stick around at least through tomorrow.
I'm live in Orlando this morning. It is cold outside, and it may not feel like typical Florida weather, but Severe Weather Center 9 meteorologist Brian Shields tells me this is normal for this time of year. We will hit a high of 71 today, so you can look forward to a gorgeous day. But until then, you'll definitely want to keep a sweater handy.
Dress warm. You'll be all right.
Great advice from that man who's braving the cold this morning on his motorcycle.
It's not bad. The motor's right there, so I get heat off of that.
Others are counting on lots of layers to stay warm, but love it.
Whenever it cools down, take advantage of the situation.
You know, I'm used to minus 14 degrees, so this is good. This is a good thing for me.
So grab an extra sweater, drink more coffee, do whatever you can to stay warm today. It's not only one of the coldest days of the season, but I've learned it's the coldest day so far this month. Reporting live in Orlando, Monica Ricks, News 96.5.
Now, weather and traffic from Orlando's severe weather station, News 96.5.
I'm meteorologist Rusty McCraney. It's a chilly start to the day, but where will we end up this afternoon? I'll let you know coming up.
I'm Jackie O'Brien, checking I-4. Your ride so far looks good. We'll update you in 4 minutes on News 96.5.
Good morning. It is 5:31. You're listening to Orlando's Morning News with Joe Kelly on News 96.5.
Good morning. I'm Ken Tyndall.
And I'm Marcia Taylor, and we're covering breaking news from overnight. Homicide detectives are in an East Orange County neighborhood following a shooting overnight.
Lieutenant Paul Hopkins with the Orange County Sheriff's Office tells me deputies found the body of a young man in the middle of Curry Village Lane near Goldenrod Road overnight. It's unclear exactly who shot the young man or how he wound up on the street.
Right now, we're trying to speak to any neighbors or witnesses who have that information and see what we can do to piece this puzzle together.
Hopkins says investigators haven't identified the victim and so far have not made any arrests. Reporting live in the 24-hour breaking news center, Daryl Moody, News 96.5.
A 6-pound newborn baby remains in the hospital this morning while police and the DCF continue their investigation to get to the bottom of her apparent abandonment. We told you as the story was breaking yesterday on Orlando's Morning News, a man claimed to have found the baby outside a store in DeBerry, but police later arrested Ralph Garlick Jr., saying he was trying to dump the baby.
Now, this morning, attorney Mark O'Mara is facing some heat from the Florida bar for possible ethics violations.
I've confirmed with the Florida bar that Mark O'Mara has an open ethics case pending against him over how he handled the George Zimmerman trial. The bar refuses to say who filed the complaint or what specific allegations O'Mara is facing because it's still an open investigation. Jonathan Baton, News 96.5.
A man who's been arrested more than a dozen times is facing even more charges this morning.
Lake County Deputy Pablo Rivera says 47-year-old Ossie Irvine crashed into his patrol car early Monday morning while driving drunk on the turnpike.
He doesn't care. He continues to drive even after a history of DUIs, license being suspended for about almost 20 years.
Well, we've learned Irvine's criminal history includes nearly 20 arrests and several DUIs. He's facing 9 new charges for the latest crash.
Gasoline prices spiking just once this year thanks to a possible military strike on Syria. So, what's the forecast for 2014?
Perhaps the worst year for drivers was 2012.
In 2012, there were refinery problems, major problems in almost every part of the country. And then in the latter part of the year, we saw what Hurricane Sandy did in the Northeast.
Analyst Greg Leskowski with GasBuddy.com tells me that besides that Syria thing, we sailed through this year.
And certainly weather-wise, it was extremely quiet.
But it takes just one big storm in the Gulf to change gas prices because production has to shut down. The early forecast, though, prices at the pump will be about the same, maybe a little lower in 2014. Joe Rubel, News 96.5.
A 4-day prostitution sting in Polk County called Naughty Not Nice ended with 80 arrests. Sheriff Grady Judd says deputies placed and answered online ads to catch the suspects.
So if someone wants to think, well, these are just victimless crimes, these are people who are just getting together, consenting adults, having sex for money, they're just wrong.
Judd says 22 of the people deputies arrested were collecting food stamps and other benefits.